So this Zion Williamson situation just happened, and honestly, I wanted to get into it. Normally, my videos are just me speaking, and then I talk about certain topics which are happening, which have to do with games. But since we have all the information, and hey, I could show you what happened, I thought that it would be a disservice to not show you guys. First, of course, Zion, two-time All-Star. He was an All-Star this year before getting injured, and he's averaged basically 26 and a half points per game on 60% from the field. He's a superstar who has led his team extremely far in the playoffs, and well, not extremely far in the playoffs, but extremely far into success in the regular season. And he's been projected to be great in the playoffs. But recently, we've had this situation which happened with him, and now that he's becoming a dad, congratulations to him. But this has caused a flurry of problems, which we will get into today. First, I want to talk about what the situation is, and this situation has to do with a girl called Maura Mills. Maura Mills is a porn slash OnlyFans star who I think is based in New Orleans, and I know that she is 32 years old and she has been basically going out with Zion for a while, and basically they've had a romantic relationship, mostly sexual. This is no problem, as Zion is a grown man, he can do whatever he wants, and it doesn't matter what girl he does it with, it's fine. But the problem is that he has a girlfriend too, which is called Akima, and even though, yes, he does have a girlfriend who is now pregnant, he was still seeing this girl at the same time, and I'll break it down. First, we have his girl, Akima. Excuse me if I'm pronouncing her name wrong. She looks sincere, she looks sweet, and here we have some of the pictures of them, of the baby shower, of where they revealed the gender, which ended up being a girl. Zion looks very happy, she looks very happy, and he's been catching a lot of slack for this, as she has been related to Boosie before. I can't show the picture because it's YouTube and I don't want to get age restricted, but you could find it out there on her Instagram. And she's been basically his girlfriend like full time for a while. She can post him, and honestly, they looked pretty happy in this whole celebration, as you can even see her crying, and you could see that it was a very like solemn moment for them as a family. Now, the problem is when you get to the Maura Mills girl, which is completely in her right and has recently just taken to Twitter to just expose Zion for everything that he's doing, which all has to do with him cheating on her consistently and spending thousands of dollars taking this girl on trips, taking this girl to Cali, and I'll break it down right now as I have some screenshots. But basically, he's been like feeding into being a family man, having this baby, and loving this girl. But at the same time, he's also been having this other girl, this porn star, on speed dial and consistently there when it comes to getting the pleasure that he wants, to put it in that way. So here on Twitter, we could see that she's been consistently speaking to him and showing conversations which they have had. By the way, I cannot scroll much, so if you guys don't see me doing that, it's because she posts very explicit stuff, even stuff that includes Zion in it. And you could see that Zion has just wanted her to delete everything, not ruin his baby show, and honestly, he's been trying to keep it under wraps. As here we have a conversation which says, "I hate this, I'm really upset. Why are you posting all this on social media? Delete that stuff because you kissed her, that's your girlfriend, you lied to me. Delete everything and we'll talk, but come on, for real." And it seems like Mora didn't know that Zion had a girlfriend, and obviously she was romantically affiliated with him for a while, and she probably was either catching feelings or she believed that Zion shouldn't be doing any of this. Here on the next screenshot, she says, "I don't love anyone. I genuinely loved you. All you care about is saving face to the media and you don't care about feelings." And she says, and she had said to him in the text, "Enjoy you new life with the fake, cheap fake, she fake. She ran to social media to boast that your baby father cloud chasing. Beep. Delete that stuff. Delete the stuff and I got you." And then basically she just says that he's a liar. And it's obvious that she's kind of blowing it up for social media. She knows that she's going to post this and she's trying to get people on her side. But let's face it, it's also that Zion did mess up, making two girls catch feelings for him. One even having his baby when he is like 20, let me check. When he is 22 years old, about to be 23, he is already having a baby. And there's nothing wrong with that, but when you are planning to keep this girl in your rotation, it looks pretty bad when you're having a baby with another girl and you're talking to both of them. Then here he just says she just has a bunch of tweets. I'm going to read some of them, which I found interesting. Here it says, "Bae, Zion Williamson is not going to give none of y'all what he gave me. Trust, that's all I'ma say." Basically saying that she's like, because there had been conversations where he had apparently spent like $100,000 on her and bought her housing and stuff like that. And here she says, "Bae, Zion was spoiling me with top dollar with a beep that you all claim is botched. Joke's on you, I'm up and stuck on levels you'll never understand." She was basically boasting to everybody what Zion had given her and how he had treated her. And in my opinion, this is kind of contradictory, as if Zion was treating you this well and he wanted to keep treating you because he was telling you that he had, like in these old conversations, he was saying, "I got you, like delete that stuff, as long as you delete it, I got you." And now you're up here boasting about what he gave you when he's probably never going to give you anything again, or at least I would assume. In my opinion, that just speaks levels to how much she cares about exposing him and just feeding this narrative. Here we have more, and there was a picture of something explicit at the top, but he's gonna saying to her basically that he's gonna see her tonight and that he can't wait. And apparently she had been exposing that he was very jealous as a person, which surprised me. And honestly, I do believe that Zion has been putting himself in a predicament with these women, as she's now saying, like, remember that scare that you had? Should have known that you were like giving it to all these women without protection. And honestly, it's a sad thing to see that Zion got some money and then he started doing this, because honestly now he has a baby and we don't even know if he loves that girl. And now he has this, he probably had more women who he was affiliating himself with, which now know that they're not the only ones and they can't play into his game anymore. And this all started from this one girl, Moria. Here, I just wanted to say that it was obvious that he really liked this girl, as he said, "Could you make it to an 11 p.m. flight at 8:50?" Right, basically asking her to just make a flight in maybe 2 hours. Then also saying that the reason he trusts me is because I don't put the cameras around him, and then basically showing his gifts that he gave her. And in my opinion, I just showed all of these. You could go to her Twitter yourself and check these out, but I can't show you all of it, as it includes a lot of nudity or at least pictures, which I can't show. But I just wanted to give a recap. In my opinion, I do believe that Zion should have admit. I do believe that this is a lapse of his judgment, and I do believe that he does have to be better as a role model for kids. I do think that this situation is going to get silenced by the NBA because he's such a big star. But for the future, I do believe that he has to start protecting himself, his brand, and his money. As yes, you may like women, you may like this lifestyle, but this does not last. And especially you with all of your injuries and the clauses that they put on your contract, you need to get healthy for next season. And doing all of these things that you're doing with these women and that are happening with you, in my opinion, that just looks bad on your brand, on your name, and on you as a person when you're supposed to be watching out for your fans and your playing time, and this is what you're doing when you're supposedly rehabbing from injuries. So yeah, I believe that Zion as a role model and as a person has to be better.